We lived in Baltimore City on North Broadway, the 900 block of North Broadway, that's East Baltimore. My mother kept kosher. We did eat upon occasion, a rare occasion, did eat out, but it was either fish or meat. We ate no pork. We ate no shellfish in those times. My father, being a self-employed small businessman, had a cleaning, pressing, and alterations shop. So in those days, most Jews who came over did keep open on Shabbos, on Saturday, because they had to make a living. So we didn't recognize, or we didn't celebrate the Shabbos to that extent that we kept closed. Dad kept open. Uh, we were Yontif Jews. We were Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur shul attendees. We were Jewish, period. There was no question of identity. We did live in a Jewish household. We were not the most observant in terms of shul going, but dietarily in the house, we were Jews, and that was it. There was never any thought otherwise. In high school, at Baltimore City College, when I was at high school age, at least I would suggest that 50% of the attendees, probably even more, the students were Jewish. So there was not a question of any anti-Semitism in the high school setting. After high school, I attended the University of Maryland at College Park for a year. Not being a very good student, I was subject to the draft, and I was drafted into the U.S. Army, where I spent 2 years. I think there were probably no more than 3 or 4 Jewish boys in the outfit. I was very popular in the chow line. That's where in the mess, which is the Army term for dining hall, cafeteria style, where you stood in line. And because I did not eat pork, bacon, ham, which was a staple in the Army diet, I was kind of popular with my friends who were non-Jewish, because I would receive the serving and immediately, when we sat down, put it into their trays, so they would have the serving of pork, ham, bacon, whatever it was. So they had pork chops or all that, a double portion, which they were thrilled with. Well, the Holocaust, as most Jews were affected, my parents lost a great many of their relatives who remained in Europe, and their families, so they certainly were subject to the grief that the Holocaust caused for Jews all over the world. Perhaps, and I suspect it was about 1947, the Hayas, which was the Hebrew Immigration Aid Society, would offer in the Baltimore Jewish Times every week a list of Holocaust survivors who were seeking relatives that they thought they knew had gone to Baltimore, to United States, and specifically Baltimore. And one Saturday, my father saw that one of his brothers, who was a survivor of Holocaust, excuse me, was looking for relatives in Baltimore. And subsequently, we brought him over.
בנובמבר 1947 קיבלה עצרת האומות המאוחדות החלטה המחייבת הקמת מדינה יהודית.
I was, so I would say, 13 to perhaps 16. I was heavily involved, very active in the Habonim, which was the Jewish Labor Zionist youth organization. And certainly when Israel became a state in 48, that was a huge celebratory time. Everybody was thrilled, and all Baltimore Jewry was thrilled. It was just the thrill of there being a Jewish homeland that absorbed Jews from all over the world, particularly Jews that were survivors of the Holocaust, and the great many Jews that from the United States and from other Western countries and South American countries that wanted to emigrate to live in Israel. we were happy that it was there. I've told my grandchildren, I feel strongly, based on life's experiences and my age and history, that Jews, wherever we live, are invited, accepted guests, visitors, except in the land of Israel. And no matter how long we've been a part of a culture, as I cite Germany, where Jews lived in Germany for many centuries and were considered part of the mainstream fabric. What happened to Jews in Germany shows that it wasn't our homeland. We were invited, accepted guests for a limited period of time, and that history could repeat itself anytime, anywhere other than Israel.